Here's a very fun piece right here. This is from 1989. This is the Tim Burton Batman movie with Bat Rope. This is from Toy Biz. Interesting that back then Toy Biz was making DC figures before they got into making Marvel and later Lord of the Rings figures, and eventually kind of became the Marvel Legends line, but this is the early attempts. I'm going to show you everything you need to see about this because I want to give you a deep dive on the condition of this figure. It's a rarer find from 1989 that survived in great condition all these years, so I want to give you an opportunity to see it, look at it, love it. So I'm showing you the card here. We're not seeing any bends, creases, scrapes, cracks, tears, anything like that. Obviously, there is still this sticker from Jamesway. Anybody here remember the Jamesways of old? Well, this is a Jamesway, and even back then in 1989, this is $4.99. That's a bit of a chunk of change back then. We leave these stickers on because it's part of the history, part of the provenance of this. You can certainly remove it with a little bit of lighter fluid or some Goo Gone. We'll leave that to you, but we're not going to remove it. I like the old price stickers, so we'll leave that there. I'm going to show you the back while we're showing the card. It is a punched piece, so the hang tag removed. There are some slight spider veins right here, so very slight stress marks leaving tiny lines, but that's about it. Around the corners you might see a little bit of stress, but no bending as I drop it. Of course. Same over here. Looking around, I'm not seeing anything else. All around, real nice. A very slight bend in the card downward that way, but nothing that really affects it. And now we're going to check out the bubble. So the first thing is the bubble's nice and tight on there. I don't want to pull too hard to yank it off, but over time this glue dries out and degrades and can sometimes just peel of its own accord. We're not seeing that here. The other thing is, check out my hand underneath here. You can see there's no discoloration. These start to yellow if held improperly. And then I'm going to feel around and look around. I'll let the light shine off of it, and you can look for any kind of cracks, tears, bends, crush wear. And I will point out there is, right here, you can see where it's probably some weight got on it right there and pushed down a little bit. But it doesn't make a sharp point, and it does not crack. So that's the only thing wrong with this. If you were to send it to get it graded, that would, I think, probably be the only issue with it. Now, is it a major issue? Well, in terms of grading, it may very well be. But in terms of owning this, having it in your collection, it's going to sit in your collection like that, or you're going to crack it open and look at it. Speaking of looking at it, let's not... we'd be remiss if we didn't take a chance to actually look at the figure itself. We've looked at the packaging, but I want you to see the figure. So you've got his gun, his zipline gun, and his batarang. Look at that face sculpt. It is not good. It is, let's get it down to about here. You can see it is just not a great face sculpt. And some misapplied, well, sloppy, I'd say, eye paint on there. Not really fantastic, but that was the level of quality back then. The rest is actually pretty good. If you look at the rest of that mold, that is a nice looking Batman. With, unfortunately, and I don't know if that was for licensing issues, if they couldn't really get a Keaton on there or what, but not a great face. But that has nothing to do with the figure. That is just the nature of the technology at the time. So there you go. Now you know everything you need to know about this really, really cool figure, all the way back from 1989 for what is, to me, if not the best Batman movie, certainly the most nostalgic to me. There's something to be said for 1966 Batman. That was fantastic as well. There's something to be said for the new ones, the Nolan ones, etc. But this will always hold a place in my heart, and hopefully this figure will hold a place in your collection. We look forward to seeing you at the auction.